Aloha everyone, 안녕하세요. 大家好, konnichiwa. Welcome to back to our channel. I'm Leilani Soon. Today I'm going to be sharing my story about learning Mandarin. And if you're interested in learning Mandarin, maybe we'll find connection. Learning Mandarin has been a life-changing experience, and I'm sure if you have learned some Mandarin or you're interested in learning Mandarin, it'll also be a life-changing experience for you. So growing up, I have Chinese heritage. My dad is Chinese. My mom also has some Chinese, in addition to Hawaiian and other things. So I culturally, I started to learn. I knew a little bit about like the food, like dim sum, and some traditions like Lisi envelopes, like you see back there on my wall. But I didn't really know like the full depth of our, of our Chinese culture and language, because so my popo here, she and my gonggung, my grandpa, they speak Cantonese, and they speak a dialect of Cantonese that is from their villages. So I didn't understand that. My dad can understand that, but he understands it. So I was, when I went through the Narcissus Pageant, which I had also shared about in another video, we got to go to China in the summer as a cultural representative for Hawaii. So in China, I was meeting all these Chinese people, right? And in China, actually, China is very diverse also. There's so many, I want to say like between 70, or it might be even 90 different minority groups in China in different places, if not more. So, and then each of those has like their own language or variations of Cantonese or Mandarin. So anyway, when we were in China for 3 weeks, people would start coming up to me and talking to me in Chinese, and I didn't understand, and I felt so bad. Like I wanted to understand, I wanted to communicate, but I just couldn't because I didn't know, right? And that's okay. I also was having some guilt, like I was not being a good Chinese or a good Asian person, like not knowing my language, or one of them. So that was not that great. But so after China, then I went to Taiwan with my friend Teresa, and who's also a princess. And then we were, she was so gracious and generous. Like I saw her family, we stayed with them for a few days. And then I went on this 4-week, so 1 month long study program that was mainly for Taiwanese American youth. So even though I'm not Taiwanese, somehow I was able to go on this thing, and that was actually very life-changing. It, like, another name for this tour is the Love Boat Tour. I guess like a lot of people, like, it's like you're young, it's the summer, it's like a summer fun, summer fling, but not just fling, but for people, you know, that have never had that, like an experience, a study abroad in the summer, like with all these Taiwanese American kids, it was very interesting and fun. And so I met all these Taiwanese American young people, mostly, who were bilingual, so they could speak Mandarin and English, and they were just so fluent and so fluid. Like they would just go seamlessly between like Chinese or Mandarin and English, and I was just like, I just thought that was so cool, because it is. And then just being around them and exposed to them gave me the idea that, okay, hey, if these young people can do it, like I think I can do it. I can do it too. I just need to understand, like I just need to learn it. Like I just need to know what it is, like what are the words, like so after I came home from that tour, I decided to let's go learn some Mandarin. So I took a Mandarin class. I was blessed with a scholarship from our Narcissus Pageant at Hawaii Pacific University, which was my where I graduated from. And so I was taking Mandarin. I also took Mandarin at our local community college here, Kapiolani Community College. And my teachers were really great. Um, right after that, in the spring of 2009, I started to do a Asian Studies certificate at HPU with that scholarship. So then I decided to do a study abroad in Taiwan in 2009. So that was also life-changing. So I was there in 2009 in the spring, and I was again surrounded by a bunch of very talented Chinese American speakers. Some were from Taiwan, some were not, but most of them were so good, so bilingual. Their Chinese was so great and their English was perfect because they're born in America. Super inspirational. And then I made friends with my one friend Richard, who's from Hawaii, and then this girl Queena. Hi Queena, bless you. And she was really great. She was from, I believe, North Carolina, but she was so she could speak Vietnamese, Mandarin. I think she could speak Cantonese and perfect English and one more thing. But just being friends with her and hearing her speak really helped me to develop an ear and understand what people were saying when. And so Chinese is Mandarin, because there's so many characters, that could be intimidating. I'm not gonna lie, because when children are growing up, I believe they learn at least 5,000 characters going through school so that they can read and write, and then they probably learn way more. I was struggling, honestly, to keep up with learning characters. So actually I ended up focusing more on the listening and speaking aspects first, because honestly, even as children, first we hear our parents and other people speaking, then we start to speak, right? We hear, we start to understand, then we start speaking, then we learn how to read, and then we learn how to write. That's how I learned how to speak English: listen, speak, read, and write. Although kind of do those kind of at the same time, reading and writing. So this time learning Mandarin, I kind of tried to follow that same progression, and that worked for me. It would have been amazing if my writing is better, but that's okay. It can always be improved. There's always characters to learn. But if you can understand and speak, that's super helpful. So that study abroad was great. It really helped me to expand my knowledge of Mandarin, and appreciation for Taiwan and the beauty that it has, as its own, being its own island and its own, the cultures that are there. They have delicious food. It's clean mostly. They're open markets. If you've never been, it's cool. I recommend going, and I would love to go back. Yeah, and so then I continued to just try to speak as much as I can. If I know that someone speaks Mandarin, I will do my best to speak whatever I know. And one cool thing about Mandarin is that the grammar structure is basically the same as English, which is cool. Japanese and Korean have different grammar structures, but Mandarin, it flows the same way. I'm going to the store, or yeah, just stuff like that. So that is my story about learning Mandarin. And yeah, it has been such a life-changing experience to be able to speak with Mandarin speakers and to understand more about Chinese culture. Yeah, so it was life-changing, and I highly recommend, if you're interested, just to kind of investigate how to learn. Another amazing person, Dr. Izzy. She's amazing. You're so amazing, doctor. She had made some videos about how she learned Mandarin, which I will also link somewhere here. So Yeah, thank you for being here today. I'd love to hear like your stories about learning Mandarin or how being bilingual has impacted your life, hopefully in a positive, amazing way, or just your experiences with learning language in general. And we welcome you to join our free school group where you can find more information about about language and culture, about dance as worship, and personal development through pageantry and just personal development in general. So we welcome you there. 감사합니다. arigatou gozaimasu. Mahalo nui. And we'll see you on the next one. 谢谢大家. See you. 안녕.